Today for special elections in two traditionally deep red congressional districts amid growing concerns from Republicans that both races may be much closer than anticipated. In Florida's 1st District, the state's chief financial officer, Republican Jimmy Patronis, is running to replace former GOP Congressman Matt Gaetz. Patronis is facing off against Democratic candidate Gay Bellamont, a former activist with the group's Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America. And in the 6th District, GOP State Senator Randy Fine is running to replace former Republican Congressman Mike Waltz, who is now Trump's national security advisor. Fine is facing off against Democrat Josh Weil, a public school teacher. Weil has outraised his Republican opponent by millions of dollars. Republicans say they expect to win both races, but some are concerned a Democratic outperformance could fuel a narrative that Democrats have the momentum going into the 2026 midterms. This could be tough in Florida, don't you think, in these districts?
Yeah, I mean, Florida, of course, in recent elections has become more and more red. It's become certainly pretty safe Republican territory, but the race to replace Mike Waltz, in particular, Mike Waltz, man in the news of late, has gotten tight and has sort of has raised GOP anxiety levels. That they, speaking to some Republican operatives the last couple of days, they feel like they're going to win. But that one, much more than the other district in Florida, could be really close. And John Hammond, this is sort of political in some ways silly season, right? Where we're still very much in the president's first 100 days. And the first election that we see after a presidential contest, we always try to draw sort of outsized meaning to them. And often that's the New Jersey and Virginia governor's races. Those usually come the year after. Those come the year after a presidential election. And that still will apply a few months from now. But today we have this test, the seats in Florida, to be sure, but in particular the one in Wisconsin, where I think a lot of national Republicans and Democrats are looking to see what kind of meaning can we draw from this. Referendums on Trump, but Musk, and also just where are Dems going after November's disaster? Yeah,
Jonathan, it's true. There's always a lot of focus on these off-year elections and on special elections in the president's first term. I think it's you know if a large trend emerges over the course of the year, it's not unfair, and history would support the notion that you look at that large trend and say that it's telling you something. It's way too early in this year to come to that conclusion. But I got to say, this Wisconsin race, you know, you could talk about all the various ways in which it's seen as a proxy for a lot of things. But really, the Musk factor here is it's really much more of a referendum, has been turned into a referendum on Elon Musk, even more than it is the Trump agenda. And I can tell you that there are Republicans all over Washington who quietly would be perfectly happy to see the Republican lose that race in order to take some of the wind out of Elon Musk's sails. There are a lot of Capitol Hill Republicans who are concerned about having an increasingly unpopular Elon Musk put around their neck like an albatross going into the midterm elections, and they would like to be done with him and give the President Trump, a sense that perhaps it's not in his or the party's best political interest to be seen as the party of Elon Musk. And losing this race in Wisconsin would have various negative implications for the Republican Party, but it would also take Elon Musk down a peg. And I can tell you, as I say, there are a lot of Republicans who wouldn't mind that happening.